Survivor's ready. Go!
Survivor is changing the game. For the first time ever, it's 2 tribes, 1 beach.
The fact that we have them now living together, you could have 2 full alliances in this game and maybe never get caught.
We'll introduce you to 18 new faces vying for $1 million.
I'm probably the only girl who came in with 5-inch heels walking around Samoa.
I will backstab anybody. And yeah, during a challenge, I might even hurt a girl.
Plus, one castaway explains why he's a big deal.
I'm just super excited, just can't believe that I'm here.
Only TV Guide Network takes you behind the scenes. From Tribal Council
Maria, tribe spoken.
to an exclusive sneak peek at the first challenge.
Go women!
It all starts right now. Welcome to Survivor One World Preview. I'm Maria Sansone here in Samoa. I'm getting the unique chance to go behind the scenes to get the true Survivor experience, and I am sharing it all with you. This time around, Survivor has a completely new twist. The tribes will be split by gender, but for the first time ever, both tribes will share 1 beach.
We've toyed around with the idea of putting them on 1 beach for probably 5 years, and it just was never right until this year. When one of our guys came up with the name One World, we went, that's what we could call it. That would work. I think it's going to be very interesting with alliances. I don't know how you're going to be able to trust your alliance near as much as you did in the past, knowing, for all I know, they have a whole nother family over there. You could have 2 full alliances in this game and maybe never get caught. We've always been curious. What would happen if they all lived together, but they still competed against each other? So when you have your first tribal council, one group's trying to figure out who's going to be going home while the other group's sitting back in the hammock watching. Anytime we divide men and women, there are a couple of things that do seem to happen. The women flirt and the men fall for it. And the fact that we have them now living together, I think amps it up even more. If I had to bet, I'd bet on a woman winning this game. Certainly bet on more women being there at the end than men, which probably means it won't happen.
One feature of the game for the past 2 seasons will not be part of Survivor One World.
We're not doing Redemption Island this season. We wanted to give it a break, so there's no second chance this time. Hidden Idols will be in play this year. A bit of a twist on them. There's no clues at all. They're just hidden, because clearly people do not need clues anymore. And secondly, since they're living together, if you find your idol for your tribe, you can keep it. If you find the idol for the other tribe, you have to give it to somebody before the next tribal council. So if the women find the men's idol, somebody from the guy's tribe is going to end up with it, and vice versa. So that should also force some more politics. This season we decided to open the show in a way we've done before, where we bring them in on a truck, it's full of supplies. We give them 60 seconds to get as many of the supplies as they can. While the women were throwing all of these great supplies, they actually got more than the guys. One of the guys, Mike, was down taking everything he could. As fast as they threw it over, he took the pots and pans, he took the pickaxe. That's it! And then when it was all said and done, the women get down and look around, and they've got bananas. And they look over and go, hey, wait a second. And that's how the game started.
The incredible twist will make the social game even tougher for the castaways, but our first contestant has already lived among a very odd group.
I've been asked before about my people skills because I do, live with monkeys, or I should say lived because the last one passed away a few months ago. I had a chance to adopt a marmoset monkey in Miami. I built him an enclosure. I got him a mate named Tavi. They had 12 offspring, so I raised a family of 12 marmoset monkeys.
The 50-year-old photographer says he's perfect for the wilderness, right down to his nickname.
My nickname is Troyzan, and all my friends and my family call me Troyzan because they know I'm kind of like this Tarzan guy.
He's funny, he's likable, and he's no dummy. He knows the game and knows how to play it.
I've been trying to get on Survivor since the very first episode. I said, this show is me. This show was meant for me. I'm one of the older guys, and I don't know if they know how old I am yet. I'm not sure if they even will believe that I'm 50, because a lot of the casting people say, like, you don't look like you're 50. You don't even seem like you're 50. I've got my eye on some guys and girls that I think are really smart, and I'm going to try to get rid of them quick.
Of course, single guy Troy Zan might not want to get rid of all of the women right away.
I would definitely be open to some kind of relationship. There's some pretty cute girls here. But, you know, what the heck, if she doesn't mind my breath and I don't mind hers and something happens in the woods, hey, all power to you.
29-year-old Courtney has a job that might shock a few of her competitors.
People do seem to be surprised when they find out I'm a mechanic, but it's because I'm a girl. It's a predominantly male world. It's probably been one of the most gratifying jobs I've ever had.
This single mom had a hard time leaving her 7-year-old son for a jungle adventure.
He thought my being on Survivor, there's a huge chance that I might die. So I had to tell him, no, honey, that they're not going to let that happen.
Courtney says Survivor came calling at a perfect time in her life.
Typically in my life, it gets to a point and I'll flee. And I don't want to do that anymore, but that is a pattern. So having my son has basically forced me to stay put. How do I change things without leaving and making things better for my kid and for me? And then Survivor was like, oh, you know, and I thought, well, I have to seize this opportunity. I'd be an idiot not to.
I really think that's part of why she's out here, is to say, all right, world, it's a new me and I'm ready to take it on.
When I get back home, I've got some giant fish to fry, and I think once this is over, I'll be totally prepared for that. Everything else will probably seem like cake.
Thanks to a case of mistaken identity, Sabrina, a teacher from Brooklyn, scored a spot on Survivor One World.
They had already had the women that they kind of wanted. They were just doing more research on them. One lady had my exact same name, Sabrina Thompson. Every time they kept Googling her, like my picture kept popping up. They read my bio and said, we like this Sabrina way better than this Sabrina. I was flown out to LA and met the producers. We absolutely fell in love with each other, and here I am.
I love Sabrina. I don't know how you can't like her. She's got an infectious energy, and she's got a great smile.
I teach in a place called Brownsville. It's where Mike Tyson's from, basically. It's considered like the 5th worst neighborhood in the country. Just getting off the train and walking to the school, it's like I'm holding my breath. There are pit bulls I'm dodging, syringes I'm walking over. It's sometimes you wonder, like, is this America? But it's wild.
I think men are going to be a little intimidated by her. I think she can kick your ass in some of these challenges.
Sabrina's bold opinions might also intimidate some of the other castaways.
I feel like I'm gonna go to hell on a scholarship. Just the things I'm like thinking, there's a kid over there and he looks sweet as pie, but I think he should be on Glee, not Survivor.
Oh, I want those people to underestimate me. I definitely do. They should honestly be more worried about what I think about them than what, you know, they think about me. I'm a huge Survivor fan because it actually started when I was really young. Like, I loved everything from, you know, the different types of personalities coming together to form a group, voting people off. I mean, just the adventure of it, everything. I had a birthday party when I was 10, turning 11, that I only invited 15 people so we could play Survivor.
And 20-year-old Colton has been studying the game ever since.
He's smart and he understands the show, but that can get in your way. Knowing the show too well and telling everybody, it can become annoying. I think he's going to be his own worst enemy, and it's a shame because I'd love to see him be in the game for a while.
I think I stood out in casting because, you know, first of all, I'm gay, I'm Southern, I'm Republican, I'm Southern Baptist. Like, you're never gonna find another one of those. Even some of my family, like, even though they're excited that I'm out here, they're kind of like, you know, I don't really know how Colton's gonna do, but I really want to just show them, like, look, I did it.
Another big fan of Survivor is 37-year-old Jonas.
I've watched every single season, and it's endlessly fascinating because you have no idea what's going to happen.
Jonas is already very comfortable in Samoa.
I grew up in Hawaii, so for 19 years of my life, I grew up on the islands. I know how to weave, you know, the fronds. Theoretically speaking, I know the theory behind making fire with bamboo. I'm almost 100% sure that I can pull it off, but I haven't decided yet whether I want to even break that out, because, you know, that could be considered as kind of a threat too, so I don't know.
His biggest early hurdle is going to be getting an alliance because he doesn't seem like he's very aggressive and he doesn't work to make those relationships.
The sushi chef plans to bring his culinary skills to the island, but he says don't expect a 5-star dinner.
I'm not going to go overboard on that whole provider role. I'm just going to give him enough to have a little hors d'oeuvre, I guess.
And though this father of 3 has the survival skills down, he lacks one thing that might be critical to this game.
I kind of suck at lying just because I haven't done it a whole lot. I haven't gotten to that point where I'm just completely confident when I lie, and I do plan on lying.
Still to come, I go nuts running through a real Survivor immunity challenge.
How about that?
And you'll meet a pair of possible villains in the making.
I'm probably as bad as they come.
That will be when the crazy Puerto Rican comes out and you'll see the head roll.
Plus, find out why the game is a matter of life and death for the self-proclaimed blonde girl.
I'm going to see if I'm still ticking by the end of the show.
Stay with us. Welcome back to Survivor One World Preview. I'm Maria Sansone here on location in beautiful Samoa. Now let's meet some more of this season's contestants, starting with an NFL wife who's finally taking some time for herself.
I've actually been married for 20 years, and my husband's name is Brad Culpepper, and he played 9 years in the NFL, and they don't marry soft chicks.
But Monica's husband's background is not something she'll be quick to share with the other castaways.
I haven't worn a wedding ring, and I will not be dispelling that my husband played in the NFL because I think that's a one-way ticket out. I don't think the secrets will come out. I think people will say, what do I do? And I will say I am a physical therapist, and I have 3 kids, and my husband is a lawyer.
The game of Survivor might be a bit of a vacation for the busy mother of 3.
We laugh at our house all the time. My husband just calls me the ringmaster. I'm the accountant, I'm the CEO, I'm the financial planner, I'm the mother, I'm the school teacher, and I do it all.
Monica is somebody that I hope lasts in this game because I know she wants to be out here. This is her chance. What's working against Monica is Monica. She's super fit. She's probably more fit than anybody out here.
My whole life has been devoted to my husband and my 3 children, and really I've kind of taken the back seat and I've stayed home, and it's my time. I didn't leave my husband and my 3 kids and my beautiful life to lose. So whatever it takes, Mama Bear's gonna do it. I'm here to win, or I wouldn't have left home.
33-year-old trial lawyer Matt is confident he can outwit, outplay, and outlast, but not without keeping a few secrets.
No, I'm not going to tell anybody I'm a lawyer out here, actually. I'm proud of what I do, but I don't want anybody to kind of get the impression that I might have some advantage, with the jury. I'm going to play it as ho-hum and regular average Joe as I possibly can out here. I think some of the smarter people may figure out that I'm probably not that, but I'm never going to admit it.
His personal life will also be kept hush-hush.
I'm not going to, tell them the extent of my relationship with my girlfriend. I don't think that makes any sense. There's a lot of young, attractive girls here that I'm sure I could get some kind of advantage in playing the kind of flirty game with, and I'm going to do that.
Despite his deceitful strategy, the young lawyer worries his physical abilities will make him a threat.
I assume I'm going to be doing pretty well. There's some other athletic people here too. If I find myself in a position where I'm just running off challenges, I definitely will back off of that. I'm a really bad follower, probably as bad as they come. And so my inclination is going to be to lead, but you do too much of that too fast and then you're just a target. So I like to kind of tone that back at first.
Matt is a guy that I think is going to struggle from being seen as a bit of a misogynistic, condescending, maybe slightly arrogant guy.
I really think, honestly, as humbly as I can say it, I think I'm probably the favorite to win this game right now.
28-year-old Kim has some personal reasons for wanting to embark on the Survivor journey.
Kim just went through a recent divorce, and I think in a lot of ways this is a spiritual quest or a new beginning, a rebirth.
I wouldn't say the divorce was the hardest challenge. That part was kind of a formality at the end of what was really hard, which I would say the last couple of years as we tried to make it work were tough. It was just for both of us, a really, really tough marriage, and we gave it all we got, and it was hard while it lasted, and I think we're both really thankful that it's over.
Though the bridal boutique owner has set aside her personal drama, Kim has concerns about her fellow contestants.
Unfortunately, I feel like already out here, they can probably tell that I'm somewhat athletic and a little bit outdoorsy. I used to be a whitewater rafting guide for 4 summers in Colorado, and so just getting out here, I remember how much I like simplicity and being outside.
The social aspect of the game is another facet that intrigues Kim.
I'm a communications major, so watching people interact fascinates me. I love dynamics. I actually really like awkward situations socially, like enjoy watching things that are a little uncomfortable, so I think that's why I love Survivor.
Kim is someone that I think people will root for. She's likable, she's attractive, she's quiet, but she's not a doormat.
I think it's fun to challenge myself. I love what it feels like at the end of a day to be really tired and worn out and be, pushing yourself to the limit.
Next up, a flirty girl who probably won't appreciate this season's gender split. She's not shy and sure to bring plenty of fireworks and sass.
I'm probably the only girl who came in with 5-inch heels walking around Samoa.
This spicy 24-year-old's name is Alicia Rosa. That is, unless you throw her into the water.
I have the Puerto Rican nappy curly hair going, so once I get in that water, I am a completely, different girl. I'm Alicia from the barrio or something crazy like that. They're gonna be like, no, that can't be the same girl that started.
I think Alicia is the biggest fish out of water out here. But it's going to be interesting because sometimes the fish out of water does okay.
I think I am going to be underestimated, especially with, again, me walking around with my, designer handbags and shoes and things like that. I know how to play the social game. I'll sit there for 5 minutes and just, kudos and praise you and make you feel like I'm a part of you, but really I'm not.
Perhaps her biggest leg up in the game is her alluring sex appeal.
I definitely caught a couple guys looking at my booty and stuff like that, so if I see that again on the island, I'm gonna probably reel them in and, play them. I'll definitely manipulate them.
Alicia will be a great asset to the women in that she's not afraid to get down to her underwear and saunter over to the guys and say, "Excuse me, could you help us with our fire?"
I definitely will work it.
She'll work it for sure, but you don't want to get on her bad side.
I easily get annoyed, and that will be when the crazy Puerto Rican comes out, and you'll see the head roll, and look at the finger naturally just came out. So I will definitely call someone out on that if they are annoying me.
The people that have known me all my life call me Tarzan.
This self-proclaimed king of the jungle, whose real name is Greg, may also clash with his fellow tribe members because of his outrageous personality and super competitive nature.
Tarzan's biggest enemy is himself. And you can tell him that like I did before the show started, and he'll nod and say, I know, I gotta work on it, but I'm not sure he can.
And although this 60-year-old is a plastic surgeon back home in Texas, it's still up for debate whether that will help him in the game.
He's just so smart, and he wants everybody to know how smart he is and how educated he is. But on Survivor, I think you're better off if you can keep that to yourself and let people discover it and be seen as humble rather than a braggart.
Despite his age, the real-life adventurer is very confident when it comes to his physical prowess.
Well, I'm very strong, though I may not look like it. And I have endurance, and I have will.
As far as past cast members Tarzan looks up to, it'll come as no surprise it's a controversial one.
Oh, I like Coach. He seemed like a really nice guy. It turned out that I really did like Coach. I like the guys that show moral fortitude and don't try to hurt other people in the game.
Straight ahead, I'll show you the secrets to bringing Survivor to life, skulls and all. Let's do this. Then I've got your exclusive first look at Tribal Council, like you've never seen it.
If I removed this plank and told you to walk the plank, you would get wet.
And that's next. Welcome back to Survivor One World Preview. I'm Maria Sansone here in Samoa. Now, any fan of the show knows what a great job the art department does, and I got my chance to be a part of the crew and literally leave my mark on Survivor. I'm with Jesse Jensen, production designer here on Survivor, and I guess you're going to be putting me to work today.
Yep, let's go.
All right, let's do it. Okay, Jesse, so what are we going to be doing today?
Firstly, we need to do some painting.
Okay.
We're going to do a stencil on this breakaway tile or timber crate top.
Well, what's this going to be for?
This is a breakaway tile for a game called Coco Connection, where people launch coconuts, and when they hit, it's surprising how fast they go. It'll just...
I hate that this is all going to be destroyed.
Yeah, but
it'll
so live on television forever, won't it?
That's right.
Nice work.
Thank you very
You're
much.
not done yet. We've got one more project for you.
All right.
You got time?
I've conquered my first challenge.
Let's go.
All right.
So this is your next project, or part thereof.
Wow. This is crazy. So what is this?
This is one of the tribe torches for this season.
And what are we going to be doing? Because this looks like a whole lot of work.
Yeah, we're just actually going to be making this skull. We're gonna teach you how to mold it, and then we're going to teach you how to age it so it looks like an old skull. This is actually
It looks so real.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
What we're going to do is going to take 2-part polyurethane resin. It's 50% of each. There's an A and a B part. And when mixed together, it'll form a strong kind of a white plastic-like substance.
So this is why I'm wearing the gloves.
This is why you're wearing the gloves, yeah.
This is the dangerous
high danger
part.
area, exactly.
This is wild.
I'll get you to hold there. Oh, yep, you're good, you're good.
So it's all good now, it's all cured.
All right, let's see.
Between the two of you, let's pop it out of the mold.
All right. Awesome. Whoa.
It's a boy.
It's a boy. Okay, so now we're going to start with the aging process.
Yep.
I feel like the details are so important on Survivor with all of these pieces.
Yeah, we like the ye olde thing. We try to keep everything look as old and worn out and found on the beach kind of style as we can.
Wow.
Just like the port one.
That's right. That is so cool.
Good work. We can maybe make a necklace for you. You think so?
That's not creepy. Not creepy at all. While creating scenery is all fun and games, going to tribal council is anything but. The other day, I faced my fears and dragged my torch to visit Jeff Probst at this season's incredible tribal council.
Come on in, Maria. Welcome to Tribal Council for Survivor One World. I want to give you a little tour. First time at Tribal, right?
Wild.
Yeah.
This is crazy. I never expected it to be this enormous.
We don't want them to feel like they're on a Hollywood soundstage. We want them to feel like they're really at this place called Tribal Council. You know, you visited the art department.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. And I know that they do such an incredible job. But how long did something like this take to make?
It took about 2 months to build. It's on the water, but it's in the middle of all these mangrove trees.
So we're actually standing on the water.
Yes, we are over the water right now. If I removed this plank and told you to walk the plank, you would get wet.
Don't want to do that.
We should have done that.
Don't want to
this
do
year.
that.
I know you recognize this.
Do recognize this. I worked very hard on this.
What part of this did you
This
work
year.
on? Really?
Yeah, I worked on the skull. Made it look aged and scary.
I'm gonna go vote. If you'll just have a seat,
Should I
maybe
be
right
nervous?
here. Well, I don't know. What do you think?
I think I behaved myself
Really?
here at Survivor.
So give me your plea. Give me your 15-second plea why I should not vote for you and vote for someone else at Tribal Council tonight.
Well, that's going to be tough. There's no one else here but you, and you're not going anywhere. Well, I behaved myself here. I made friends with so many new people. I was very nice, very friendly, played the games nicely, slept with geckos, 2 of them.
Anybody who's afraid of geckos has no place on Survivor. And I know you're cute, and this probably doesn't happen a lot in your life, so maybe it's something fun to experience, because I am voting you out. Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final, blah, blah, blah. Maria, I'm gonna read the votes. Actually, there's only one vote, and it's from me. The person from TV Guide Network voted off is Maria. Maria, that's 1 and that's enough. You need to bring me your torch. Maria, tribe has spoken. It is time for you to go. Take that cute smile and moonwalk on out of here. Leave the torch behind, that's ours.
Oh, I worked on that.
Bye, Maria. Maybe next season. Work on your social game.
Coming up, meet the down-home castaway who can dish it out and take it.
I plan on doing the same thing like they are.
And later, the tribes make a mad dash for fire, and we've got a sneak peek. But first, an exclusive look at the Samoan ceremony that made Jeff Probst all warm and tingly.
But it does give you a little bit of a high.
Welcome back to Survivor One World Preview. I'm Maria Sansone. Now, this next contestant might face an extra challenge due to his stature, but he's confident he'll pack a lot of punch.
Just being the first little person on Survivor is just huge.
27-year-old Leif from San Diego, California, isn't going to let his size get in the way of a big win.
I know just being a little person and how I'm going to be playing the game. I know people they don't really take us like real serious. They don't know how to really respond. So that'll kind of be to my advantage.
Leif is somebody that I think you're going to root for, at least initially, just out of curiosity, because he's different in that he's a little person. And this is a big physical game.
The likable guy has a surprisingly creepy career.
I'm a phlebotomist. We're basically like vampires. That's our next main title. We pretty much draw blood from people. I'm more than ready to deal with Jeff because I already know one of his weaknesses. He doesn't like needles. He says he gets queasy. It's like, just need to man up, man.
Make no mistake, he gets the game and he wants to be here. And if they let Leif last for very long, he could worm his way into a pretty decent alliance. And if he gets to the end, I think he can make a pretty compelling case.
West Hollywood executive recruiter Christina is another Survivor contestant who knows her strength.
I probably don't know a lot about Survivor skills as far as, building things, but from as much as I've been an avid watcher of the show, it's really about who you can work with, and it's truly a social game, so we'll see. What makes me really unique is that I'm socially smart. I know how to make people feel really comfortable with themselves. I guess in a sense that kind of shows is that I'm a manipulator in a sense.
I think Christina is aggressive. I don't think she's afraid of the men. She's not afraid to go over and negotiate or try and get something going. And those are great skills in life, and they can be good skills in Survivor.
I can probably be portrayed as a villain, and I already know it. I'm kind of straightforward, blunt to the point sometimes, and it kind of comes off to be a little harsh, but I mean it in a way of not hurting someone.
And Christina has one more advantage when it comes to making it on Survivor.
I'm also a freelance journalist. I write for food and travel. It's my passion. I think I'm going to be really creative on the food aspect of it. I'm going to definitely make the food a lot more interesting than just having a grilled fish and grilled lizard on the steak.
Up next, we've got a Southern charmer whose looks and build should be a hit with the ladies, but how will he fare on an all-male tribe?
I'm actually a model, but I'm not gonna tell these guys that. I don't want to be, stereotyped as maybe a little dumb, I guess you would say, or just some pretty boy who can't carry his weight around camp. I want to tell them that I'm a landscaper.
He comes across as a quiet, Southern country boy, but I really think he understands this game more than he wants people to know.
I'm hoping they're thinking, man, this guy looks strong. Let's stick with him. Maybe he can get us through some challenges. He'll be a good guy to have around camp.
And this country boy isn't going to let his strong Christian background get in the way of playing the game.
If I have to lie, cheat, and steal, I'm probably just going to be blunt with a few people, whether it hurts their feelings or not. I'm not afraid to hurt feelings.
He's hardworking, he's good in challenges. The women will like him because he's good looking and polite and heroic. I think Jay is going to be liked by the guys, liked by the women for a different reason.
I'm about as Southern as you can get, I guess. And again, who you are is how you play, like I said, so I definitely think it'll come out and hopefully it'll be a little charm on these girls. I definitely think there's a few pretty girls, I know they're going to run around batting their eyelashes, so I plan on doing the same thing like they are.
26-year-old Chelsea is another sexy Southerner who's hoping to heat up the competition this season.
I think everyone's going to see like a petite blonde as being a weaker player, but I hope to prove them wrong. I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life, and I feel like I'm more ready than ever to compete against anyone.
But this South Carolina medical equipment saleswoman is no Southern belle.
I know I have the accent and I come across as being like the girl next door, but I'm more of like a tomboy. I like doing a lot of things that guys like to do. I feel like I'll be able to show my strength through going out and hunting and spearing fish and stuff that I do all the time that people might not be used to a girl doing.
She's fit, she's beautiful, she's an outdoors person. I love that kind of energy on this show. She's not going to be afraid of a challenge. She's not going to be afraid of the dark. She's not going to be intimidated by the guys.
But this tomboy is leery about one thing on Survivor, Jeff Probst.
His dimples, man, they look all sweet and innocent, and he just looks like a fatherly figure that wants to take care of you. But then you watch the show and he's out to get you. I mean, every secret you have, he's out to bring you out on it and call you out.
Survivor has been to Samoa before, but this time the show is being blessed with a traditional kava ceremony. Samoa's Prime Minister and other dignitaries were on hand for this special event.
Honorable Prime Minister, thank you so much for letting us be a part of the ceremony today. Why did you want to share this with Survivor?
This is part and parcel of our tradition. For any important visitors to any village, there should always be a welcome extended to the visitors.
Tell us what is in the kava and what it tastes like.
It's a barbiturate plant, so it doesn't really harm you. It's not a drug. It sort of soothes people's feelings and emotions.
The thing about kava is it really doesn't taste so good. It's kind of dirty, the water's sort of dirty, but it does give you a little bit of a high. It sort of numbs your mouth.
Now, to offer the kava to a guest is a real honor, and Jeff Probst was one of those honorable guests today. How did he do when he received the kava?
Oh, he did very well. He did very well. That's very similar to what our Matais, our chiefs, do when they drink their kava.
Yeah.
You sort of are ecstatic and enjoy it.
The real thing is that you're taking part in a custom that's important to them. Not everybody gets to drink from the kava bowl. So I was given the opportunity, and that was important to be a part of it. And it was nice to just slow down and remember, we're in their backyard. They're not in ours.
Up next, Jeff Probst reveals the secret to getting ahead, Survivor style.
Man, that is a huge, huge bonus in this game.
Plus, meet the bad boy with his own foolproof game plan to win it all.
If there's $1 million prize, I'm going to do what it takes.
That's coming up. Welcome back to Survivor One World Preview. I'm Maria Sansone here in Samoa. Now let's meet our last group of castaways, including a woman who plans on keeping her extensive life experiences under wraps.
I don't think I'll be an under-the-radar kind of a person.
At 51, Nina is one of the older players in the game this season, but don't let her age fool you.
Do I look like I'm 30? No, unfortunately. Do I look like I'm 40? No, but I don't think I look like I'm 51, and I sure don't feel like I am.
Having been a decorated police officer in Los Angeles for 12 years, Nina decided to try out for the LAPD SWAT team in 1993.
It was a grueling 2 weeks of tryouts down in Camp Pendleton. The only woman, again, the SWAT officers didn't want me there, my competitors didn't want me there, nobody wanted me there except me. They just manipulated all of the testing. It was just crazy. They were testing to keep women out. You know, they were doing ridiculous things that they don't even do. So I hired an attorney, filed the lawsuit. It was a long 2-month trial, and I won.
Nina needs to get a good start early. Because she's older, I think she needs a chance to gel with the other women. And if she can, if somebody will give Nina a chance and look at her skills, she could be a huge asset.
This season, the role of class clown will be filled by 27-year-old Bill.
Back home, I am a stand-up comedian, and I do odd jobs from here and there to try and fund that very starving, very broke, unemployed lifestyle. Being a comedian out here, I think, gives me the ability to make people laugh, use my sense of humor to get on people's good sides, and also I have a very good observational type of mentality.
Bill's the guy that can go left or right and fit in. And man, that is a huge, huge bonus in this game. just that basic quality of being a likable guy can get you further in Survivor than I think anything else.
But it isn't all just fun and games for Bill. Having been in the military, he plans to use that experience to help become the next sole survivor.
All that training wasn't for naught. And I think that it will allow me to have a leg up emotionally and mentally. Once I know like who my teammates are, where I'm going to be, like what the challenges look like, once I get a little bit better understanding of that, then I'll have a game much more narrowed and like honed in, you know?
I think if he plays his cards right, he could win and be a likable winner. And it would all be because he's simply a pretty likable guy.
I think everyone is judging me because I'm that blonde girl, but I don't care. Fabio won. He was blonde and dumb and whatever. Like, I want to be that person, so who cares, you know?
22-year-old Kat hopes to prove that even though she's blonde, she can still hold her own.
You know, I have that very, frisky side that can like sell anybody and be dangerous in competition and, manipulate people.
But a complicated medical history almost kept Kat out of the game.
My aortic valve split in half, so they took a pig's valve and replaced it with mine. But with the pig's valve, you have to change it every 12 years. So I should be coming up on my 12th year, But my doctor said I was clear. So I'm going to see if I'm still ticking by the end of the show.
While most contestants are busy planning and scheming, Kat has a different strategy to win.
The people that make the biggest moves get kicked off, and the weakest links get kicked off. So I have a strategy to just kind of relax, because if I get too much involved, they're going to notice my weakness.
The one thing that will get her in trouble is saying something regrettable early and not being able to recover.
It's a social game out here. You need to just be careful. I can befriend a blind man. I can befriend any kind of person in this world. I can befriend ants. It does not bother me. But I need to talk to them. I'm a social butterfly. I need to speak to them.
I do think that if she gets in with a good group of women and maybe a couple of guys, since they're living on one beach, she could do okay.
I know for a fact that once we get out there and I can start just being my natural self, witty, funny, I'll do just fine. There's no reason to get rid of me.
There's a fine line between cocky and confident, and 29-year-old banker Michael seems to use that to his advantage.
I come across in my day-to-day life as a really nice guy, but I get away with a lot of stuff, so that's perfect for this game. Come across nice, but get away with anything. I will backstab anybody, And yeah, during a challenge, I might even hurt a girl. I don't want to, but I mean, there's $1 million prize. I'm going to do what it takes.
Michael, I think, is a villain. And I don't think he sees himself that way, but he's a villain. In Survivor, he's a villain.
They're going to portray me how they want. I know this. So they can make me seem like a badass or a bad boy or the nice, humble guy. It doesn't matter. I'll do what I have to do to make it to the top.
I think the question for Michael is, will he be a villain on his own tribe? It's one thing to be a villain to the women. He can survive that for a while. If he's a villain to the men, he'll be gone fast.
Coming up,
here we go for immunity and reward in the form of fire. Survivors ready. Go!
Will the men or women prevail as the tribes go head-to-head for immunity? Your exclusive first look is just ahead after the break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Survivor One World Preview. I'm Maria Sansone, coming to you from Samoa. Well, the time has come to see what I'm really made of. The other day, I got to take part in a practice challenge that you'll actually see on the upcoming season of Survivor. So how did I do? You gotta check it out. It wouldn't be fair for me to come to the island without trying out a challenge, but before I'm put to the test, I got a little inside information from the challenge creator himself. So John, this is your creation. We are about to do the challenge that you've designed. You gotta give me some scoop. How can I win this thing?
Don't hold back.
Don't hold back.
What you're gonna wanna do is get your coconut and pull back as hard as you can. And when you think you've pulled back all the way, pull back 10% more, aim towards the middle somewhere, and then just let go. And eventually you're gonna have to actually start aiming at specific targets.
Right. So what's this one called?
This is called the Coco Connection. Here in Samoa, there's coconuts everywhere. So we've tried to come up with as many ways to utilize coconuts to save on the budget as possible.
There's something a little sad about this, because I'm actually gonna have to destroy the tiles that I created, because I worked on these in the art department with Jesse. And today, I'm going to destroy it.
Good luck.
Watch me.
You guys are gonna sling coconuts at these walls. You gotta connect 5 in a row. Knock out 5 panels diagonally, straight across, up and down. First to do it wins. First 2, take your spots.
All right, here we go. Woo! That's a good start. I need a heavy one. Actually, this one. How about that?
This is the showdown. It is 4-4. Let's go.
Now that is how you do it on Survivor. And I also think I have a newfound respect for the coconut. You saw how I rocked at my first challenge. Now check out this sneak peek of how the Survivors fared at their first immunity challenge of the season.
Here we go for immunity and reward in the form of fire. Survivors ready. Go!
Sorry, folks, you'll have to tune in to see how this one ends. Well, I created scenery, kicked butt in a challenge, and still somehow managed to get voted off the island. Thanks a lot, Jeff. But I had a great time here in Samoa. I hope you had just as much fun as I did. Be sure to tune in to CBS each Wednesday to see if those castaways fare any better than I did. I'm Maria Sansone. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you back in the States.